Hello, so come back, and we want to show you how to write a class with the method that has the same name. Okay, so we pretty much call them overloading. So let's start looking at that. Alright, so I'm going to create a new Java project, and we're going to focus on overloading and the concept of statics methods at the same time. What statics keywords mean. So last video we were looking at the statics in the term of the instance, right? The instant variables or the variables of the class are statics like count. Alright, so I'm going to create a new project. This time I'm going to show you how to do overload, and we're going to talk about static methods this time, not static class variables. Alright. Now, before we want to go further on this to create our own class, I just want to show you how to. I'm going to create a type driver, okay, or just the overload driver with the main. Then I'm going to show you how to use method class. So one thing that I want to focus is, let's go to look at Javadoc. Okay, Javadoc for math Javadoc. Alright, so this is a math class. Now let's look through this. So you see these are statics fields, all the class variables like pi for the math. Pi is a constant, e is a constant in the math. Now you see these are statics, including the methods, static methods. These are methods, statics. Absolute, right? So we pretty much did some exercises on how to find square root here, right? Square root statics. So let's look at, if I want to create a static method, actually we've been creating that when we do public static void main. So your main is statics methods. Okay, you can also create your more statics method, and we've been doing that when we talk about the methods. Okay, but we may never notice that we're creating static methods, right? So I'm going to create an overload, okay, class, just like last time we were looking at car, okay, and the car driver. Okay, so overload is the one that has no main. Okay, so the overload driver has the main. Okay, so now, so that means the method in overload can be static and can be non-statics. Like for example, I'm going to create method with non-statics. Okay, so let's say it's going to return something. So let's say find get, okay, get sum. Okay, so get, let's do get average. Okay, so now you need to provide numbers to get average. Okay, so I'm going to say, okay, if you provide two numbers, okay, then I can find you the average and return. Pretty much just do the sum of two numbers, and then the average of two numbers pretty much just going to do divide by 2. So now if I want to use the class overload, if I want to use, in this case, I need to instantiate it Okay, and the reason I have to instantiate because in order to get to the method, right, I need to do dot, and I can do get average, and if I put 5.0 and 3.0, and again, why we have to do this? Because the method is not static. That's why you need to instantiate. Okay, like if the method is static, you don't need to instantiate. I'll show you. Like I'm going to create get, okay, double get, okay, area. So we're going to provide with and height with a length. Okay, and this is going to be get a rectangle area or something like that. Okay, so now if I make statics, just put a keyword static in front of the type or after the public modifier. We need to return width multiplied by the length. Okay, this is statics. Now just still focusing on statics. Now if you come back to your driver, let me try to use this. So in my driver, I'm going to call get rectangle area, right? So I can just going to print it out and say rectangle area is. So now if I say overload, now this is the class name with a capitalized O. You see I have an access to the static method right away, get area, get rectangle area by providing width and height, length. But I don't have access to get average because get average is non-static methods. So for non-static you need to instantiate an object like overload lowercase here and do get average. But for static you don't have to. So that's the reason why we want to make it static, because it's always one way to calculate the area of the rectangle with length. It's just like math.square root is always one way to do the same thing. So that's why you never instantiate the math class. But when you do scanner, you have to instantiate a scanner because the method are not statics. Okay, and there are many ways to do things in scanner, like read integer, read double. So that's why the difference. Alright, so now at this point I just proved to show you that how statics works, and you can have a class exercise on that. Now let me make sure I can run this program. Okay, there's some errors here, let's check. Okay, I need the semicolon at the end, and also need to close parentheses. Alright, so what's next? Alright, so I need to save this. Okay, that's what it is because it's not seeing it yet, even in save it. Alright, let's try to run, and then we're gonna cover overload topic. Alright, so let's check the answer at the bottom. Looks good. Now What's overloaded? Overloading method is the method that has the same name. Okay, like for example, I want to do get rectangle area again. Okay, and this time this is the same name, but this time I'm going to deal with different parameter types, or even different parameters. Like this, we have 2 parameters, we can have 3 parameters, and so on. Okay, so now for this part, I'm going to just show the type first, int, right, and int. So this one will handle the integer values, right, and the other will handle the double values. It's going to return same with times length. Again, this is called overloading. Okay, overloading. The method has the same name with different parameters type or different parameter sizes. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this to be a statics. Okay, get average. So that means when you turn that to static, you can do the instance variables access like that, but you should do it in the right way, which is a static way. You don't need to instantiate. So that's the proper way to do. Okay, then I just delete the line that instantiating it. Alright, so I'm going to do overloading again, overloading for the get average. Like this time, I'm going to introduce you to the concept of array. Like, beside passing in 2 numbers, before getting to array, let me show you. I can just passing in 3 numbers, right? Because this is called overloading, which is going to be implementation is going to be different. We have to add 3 numbers and divide by 3 numbers to find get average. Now you may see this is called cumbersome or not effective. Like if I want to have 10 numbers to average, 100 numbers to average. That's why I want to introduce you to another overloading methods that can find average. Okay, to take an array. Okay, an array. So what is an array? Okay, so I'm going to explain what's an array. Array is a group of data. I'm going to show you here. Array, okay, is a group of data that has the same type. Like for example, if I have a list of number, in this case I want to find average, normally I can declare like int x or num1 equals to 10, right, and int num, or let's say double, because my average should be double. Like I want to use the get average with 3 parameters, this one. Okay, so I need to declare 3 of them, right? Num2 equals to, okay, 12.0. And again I need to declare num3 equals to 13.24. okay, so that's 3 of them. Then I can start to use the another overloaded, right, overload get average is pop up the 3rd one with 3 parameters right there, and passing num1, right, and num2, right, and num3. So that's one way, right, to do that, and it's going to return an average let's run that. Okay. There you go. So that's the average for 3 numbers. But we can actually use an array to do this. We don't have to do like this 3 times. So let me show you how to use an array to do this. Now if I want to use an array, okay, I'm going to comment this full line out first. Okay. I'm going to show you, instead of declaring num1, num2, num3, we can just do an array, which is the same. We just use brackets to represent an array or a group of data, and I call it num, which is a number, just like num1, num2, num3, and double. Okay, and need to put the brackets. Okay, and we want to say new, just like when you instantiate an object, but this is bracket to say I want to create a new array with 3 numbers. Okay, so now if you want 4 numbers, just 4, 5 numbers, just 5, 100 numbers, just 100. I just declare num1 to num100 by doing that. But in the array we start from 0, we're going to say num0. It's just like I have num0 to num99 because there's 100 numbers. Okay, but in an array we have to put a bracket like that. Okay, to identify each numbers. Okay, so now I'm going to test with a small number first, which is just 3. Alright, so that means I have num0 to num2. Those are 3 numbers. So now if I want to give the values to it, pretty much just say num0 equals to 10, like that. Okay, and num, like I said, instead of 1 we say 0 because arrays start from 0, and just put the brackets to indicating the location of each numbers. Okay, and this should exactly match the commented line that showing below here, this 3 line. Okay, it's pretty much the same thing here, but using array you don't have to declare 3 times, you just do once. Alright, so now declare, double like that. You need to do 3 times. Now of course we need the method to calculate get average, and this method has to be just one parameter, and this is an array, just put the bracket num. Okay, so now what it's going to do is need to calculate, okay, the sum. Right, so one way if we can just do the same, refer to num0, right, plus num1 plus num2, but there's a problem here because, like I said, an array can be 10. Now we don't know how many it's going to be, so the solution is we need to say sum divided by num dot length, because an array has the method dot length, that means the size, like dot length in this case is going to be 3 because the size is 3. And what is the sum? The sum is you just need to declare a sum, okay, and give the 0 to initialize it for now, because we're going to loop through the arrays. We know how to do the loop, right? So simple loop, normally you already know, use int, right? I equals to 0, I less than num dot length, because we want to loop 3 times to sum it, and increment your I. So now we can say sum, right, plus equals to num I. So we keep adding the sum, and we divide by the length, we get an average. So that's how we do another overloaded get average by group of array. So let's test. It should give you the same output, which is 11.79999. And we will use the overload as the static get average and pass in the array, which is the num. And that will taking care of this because it's getting to the array. Overloaded method here. Okay, and loop through the arrays to add the sums and then print out the average. And now it's will taking care of any sizes, okay, of the number that you want to find average. Just put in the array. There you go, same number. Like, let me show you one more. Like if I do want to do 5, the same thing. So just going to say 3 and 4 in here, right, and put different number that you want to find. Okay, now if we rerun this, we don't need to worry about the method anymore because this being taken care of the length, because it's changed to 5 and sum loop 5 times to add them up, divide by length, so we get the average. So this is how we use an array. Alright, thank you for watching, and if you have questions, please email me, okay, alright, and enjoy watching and do your exercise.